pause for a moment. Straighten your posture right now, before this becomes permanent. If you're over 60 and beginning to notice yourself leaning forward when you walk or stand, that isn't just a normal part of getting older. It's a slow physical decline that most people don't catch in time. Take a quick look at your body. Are your shoulders drifting forward? Is your head sitting further out than it used to?
These may seem like small changes, but they're often the first signs of a deeper problem that can lead to serious consequences, like falls, injuries, and losing your independence. The real issue is that this shift happens gradually and silently, so it's easy to ignore until it's much harder to fix. The encouraging part is this: it doesn't have to stay this way. With the right approach, you can interrupt this pattern and start improving your posture before it gets worse.
What many people don't realize is that a hunched posture usually doesn't happen all at once. It tends to build gradually over time, through a chain of small changes in the body that often go unnoticed until the posture itself becomes obvious. And once that pattern begins, it can continue getting worse unless something interrupts it. It often starts when the muscles of the upper back become weaker and less active. These are the muscles that help keep your shoulders back, support the upper spine, and hold you upright throughout the day. When they stop doing their job properly, the chest and front of the body begin to take over, which can slowly pull your posture forward without you even realizing it.
But that's only one part of the picture. At the same time, the core can begin losing its ability to properly support the spine. Your core is more than just the stomach area. It acts like a natural support system for your entire midsection. When that support becomes weaker, it becomes harder for your body to stay tall and balanced, especially while standing or walking for longer periods. Now, this is something many people completely overlook. The hips often play a major role as well. When the hips become tight, especially from too much sitting, they can start pulling the pelvis and lower body forward. Once that happens, the rest of the body often has to compensate. The spine, shoulders, and neck begin adjusting to keep you upright, even if those adjustments are unhealthy.
And this is where the real problem begins. As these patterns continue, the spine can gradually round forward more and more. What may have started as occasional slouching can slowly become the body's default position. Over time, posture stops feeling like a choice and starts feeling like your normal shape. But here's the part most people never think about. Every single step you take can reinforce that pattern. If your body is moving in poor alignment day after day, each walk, each stand, and each movement teaches the body to stay stuck in that same position. The longer it continues, the more permanent it can begin to feel.
Many people think the solution is simple. Just stand up straight, pull the shoulders back, lift the chest, and try to hold a better posture. It sounds logical, and for a few moments it may even seem to work. But for most people, that correction only lasts briefly before the body slips right back into the same rounded position. The reason is simple, but often misunderstood. If you force yourself into a straighter posture without the muscles needed to support it, you're relying on effort instead of function. That means you may be able to hold the position for a short time, but it quickly becomes tiring, uncomfortable, and difficult to maintain. Eventually, the body returns to the posture it has enough strength to sustain. And this is where many people get frustrated. They assume poor posture is caused by laziness or not paying attention, when in reality, the body may simply lack the strength and stability required to stay aligned naturally. If the upper back is weak, the core is underactive, and the hips are tight, trying to sit or stand straight becomes a constant battle instead of something automatic. But fixing this alone isn't enough, because daily habits often keep pushing the body in the wrong direction. Hours of sitting, leaning forward, looking down at screens, driving, and moving with poor mechanics can reinforce the same posture pattern again and again. Even if you correct yourself for a few minutes, the rest of the day may be training the body back into the same position.
Now, this is the part most people completely overlook. Real posture change usually doesn't come from awareness alone.
It comes from restoring the muscles that are supposed to hold you upright in the first place. When the right muscles begin working again, better posture stops feeling forced and starts feeling natural. So the real fix is not just reminding yourself to stand straighter. It's teaching the body how to support that position through strength, balance, and proper movement. Once that happens, staying upright becomes easier because the body is finally doing what it was designed to do. Now let's move into fix number 5, because this is one of the most overlooked reasons posture keeps getting worse with age. Many people focus only on the shoulders or upper back, but the neck often plays a major role in the entire posture chain. If the deep muscles in the front of the neck become weak, the head gradually begins drifting forward without you even noticing it. These deep neck flexor muscles are designed to help keep the head balanced over the spine. When they are working properly, your head stays in a more natural position with less effort. But when they weaken, the larger outer muscles often take over, and they don't stabilize the neck as efficiently. As a result, the chin moves forward, the head juts out, and the neck starts carrying more stress than it should. Now, this may not seem like a big issue at first, but here's where it becomes serious. The human head is heavy, and the farther it moves forward, the more strain it places on the neck, shoulders, and upper spine. Even a small forward shift can significantly increase the load your body has to support all day long. That extra pressure can speed up upper back rounding and make a hunched posture even harder to reverse. And this is why so many people feel constant tightness in the neck and shoulders. The body is trying to hold up a head that is no longer stacked where it belongs. Over time, that compensation pattern can become normal, even though it creates unnecessary tension and fatigue. But the good news is that this can often be improved with a simple movement called the chin tuck. This exercise helps reactivate the deep neck muscles and teaches the head to return toward a better aligned position. It's subtle, but extremely effective when done correctly and consistently. To do it, sit or stand tall and look straight ahead. Then gently draw your chin backward, as if you were trying to make a small double chin. Do not tilt your head down or force the movement. Keep the eyes level and think about sliding the head straight back. Hold for a few seconds, relax, and repeat slowly. Now, this next part is important. The movement should feel controlled, not aggressive. Small, precise reps done daily are usually far more effective than forcing large motions. Over time, this simple routine can improve head position, reduce strain on the neck, and help the upper body return to a more upright posture naturally. So if your head tends to sit forward, your neck feels tight, or your posture seems to collapse as the day goes on, strengthening these deeper neck muscles may be one of the missing pieces your body has needed all along. Now, let's move to fix number 4, because this is another hidden reason posture often starts breaking down from the ground up. Many people think a hunched upper body begins only in the shoulders or back, but in many cases, the real issue starts much lower. The glutes, your body's largest and most powerful support muscles, play a major role in keeping the hips, pelvis, and spine properly aligned. When you spend long hours sitting day after day, these muscles can gradually become less active. This is sometimes referred to as glute inactivity, where the muscles are still there, but they are no longer firing as strongly or as efficiently as they should. Over time, the body begins relying on other muscles to compensate, and that's where posture problems often begin. Now, this may seem unrelated to a hunched back, but here's where the connection becomes clear. Weak glutes can allow the pelvis to tilt forward. When that happens, the lower back may overarch, the core becomes less stable, and the rest of the spine has to adjust above it. The upper back and shoulders often respond by rounding forward in order to keep balance. And this is how one weak area can create a chain reaction through the entire body. If the hips are unstable, the pelvis is misaligned, and the spine is constantly compensating, posture becomes harder to maintain naturally. What looks like an upper body problem may actually be starting from below. But the good news is that reactivating the glutes can make a noticeable difference. One of the simplest and most effective movements for this is the glute bridge. It helps rebuild strength, restore hip support, and teach the body to use those muscles again. To do it, Lie on your back with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor, about hip-width apart. Press through your heels and slowly lift your hips upward until your body forms a straight line from shoulders to knees. Pause at the top and gently squeeze the glutes. Then lower back down with control. Repeat slowly rather than rushing through the movement.
Now, this next step can be just as valuable. Standing hip extensions are excellent for improving the way the glutes work during walking and everyday movement. Stand tall while holding on to a wall or chair for balance. Then slowly move one leg straight behind you without leaning forward. Return with control and repeat on each side. This helps train the glutes in a standing position, which is important because posture isn't just about exercise time. It's about how your body functions while walking, standing, and moving throughout the day. So if your lower back feels overworked, your hips feel weak, or your posture seems to collapse no matter how much you stretch, reactivating the glutes could be one of the missing corrections your body has been waiting for.
Now, let's move into fix number 3, because this is where many people begin noticing real change in the way they stand, move, and carry themselves. A hunched posture is rarely caused by one single weak muscle or one tight area. It usually involves the entire posture system, which means the most effective solutions often work on multiple levels at the same time. That's exactly why daily spinal extension movement can be so powerful. Instead of focusing on only one body part, it combines strength, mobility, and structural support in a single pattern. This matters because better posture depends on more than stretching alone. The body needs movement that helps it open up, stabilize, and remember a healthier position. Now, this is something most people completely overlook. When the spine spends too much time bent forward, whether from sitting, looking down, or slouching, the body can begin adapting to that shape. The muscles that help extend and support the spine become less active, while rounded posture starts feeling normal. Over time, standing tall may feel harder, even if you want to correct it. And this is where spinal extension work becomes so valuable. These movements help activate the muscles that run along the back of the spine, encourage the chest to open, and guide the body back toward improved alignment. Rather than forcing posture, they help restore the mechanics that support it naturally. One of the simplest and most effective exercises for this is the prone press-up, often called the cobra movement. It can be especially useful for people who spend long hours sitting or notice stiffness through the mid and upper back.
To do it, lie face down on a comfortable surface with your hands placed under your shoulders. Keep your hips and lower body relaxed on the floor. Then, gently press through your hands and begin lifting your chest upward while extending through the spine. Only rise to a comfortable range. There is no need to force the movement or push into pain. Hold briefly, then lower back down with control. As you perform it, think about lengthening through the front of the bod while waking up the muscles along the back. Slow, controlled repetitions are usually far more effective than rushing. Even a few quality reps done consistently can be more valuable than doing many with poor form.
But here's where the real benefit appears. Regular practice helps retrain the body away from constant forward flexion. Over time, the spine may move more freely, the back muscles can become more engaged, and standing upright often starts to feel less like effort and more like your natural position. So if your posture feels stuck, your back feels compressed, or hunching seems to return every day, adding a simple spinal extension routine like this could be one of the most important steps toward reversing that pattern. Consistency matters far more than intensity, and small daily work can create meaningful change over time.
Now let's move into fix number 2, because this is one of the biggest missing pieces when it comes to reversing a hunched posture. Many people spend years stretching the shoulders, pulling them back, or trying to sit straighter, yet they still feel stuck in the same rounded position. The reason often has nothing to do with effort. It has to do with mobility in the middle of the back. This area is known as the thoracic spine, the section of the spine that runs through the upper and mid-back. It is designed to move, rotate, and extend so the body can stay upright comfortably. But after years of sitting, leaning forward,
driving, or looking down, this region can gradually become stiff and restricted.
Now, this may seem minor at first, but here's where the real problem begins. When the thoracic spine loses its ability to extend backward properly, the body often has no choice but to stay in a forward curve. That rounded shape can then pull the shoulders forward, push the head out of alignment, and make standing tall feel unnatural or exhausting. And this is why shoulder stretches alone often fail. Many people assume tight shoulders are the main issue, so they focus only on pulling the arms back or stretching the chest. While that may help temporarily, it does not address the deeper structural restriction if the mid-back itself cannot move properly. But once you improve mobility in this area, posture work often becomes much easier. When the thoracic spine can extend again, the shoulders and neck no longer have to compensate as much, and the body has a better foundation for upright alignment.
One of the simplest ways to work on this is with a foam roller, or even a rolled towel if you don't have one. Place it horizontally behind the mid-back while lying on the floor with your knees bent. Support your head with your hands, then gently lean backward over the roller or towel, allowing the chest to open and the mid-back to extend slightly. Move slowly and breathe normally. There is no need to force a large bend. Small, controlled movement is often more effective than aggressive stretching. You can shift the roller slightly higher or lower to work different parts of the mid-back, always staying within a comfortable range.
Now, this next part is important. Consistency matters more than intensity. A few gentle minutes each day can gradually help reverse years of stiffness. Over time, the spine may begin moving more naturally, the chest can open more easily, and standing upright may start to feel less forced. So if your shoulders keep rounding no matter how much you stretch them, the real issue may be hidden in the mid-back. Restoring thoracic mobility could be the key that allows everything above it to improve.
Now, let's come to fix number 1, because this may be the most important factor of all, especially as the body gets older. Many people assume a hunched posture is only caused by weak muscles or tight joints, but in some cases, the deeper issue can involve the bones themselves. If the structure of the spine becomes weaker over time, posture can begin changing even when a person is trying to stand tall. As we age, bone density naturally tends to decline. This means the bones may gradually lose some of their strength and resilience. When that happens in the spine, the small bones called vertebrae can become more vulnerable to pressure, compression, and structural changes over time.
Now, this is where it starts to get more serious. If the vertebrae weaken enough, they may begin to compress slightly under normal daily load. Even subtle changes in spinal shape can contribute to a more rounded upper back and a forward-leaning posture. Many people notice the outward posture change without realizing the internal cause may have been developing quietly for years. And this next part is something many people completely overlook. Small spinal fractures can sometimes occur with little or no dramatic warning signs, especially when bone strength is already reduced. These changes may go unnoticed at first, yet they can gradually worsen posture, reduce height, and make the upper back curve more pronounced over time.
But the good news is that bone health can often be supported with the right habits. One of the most effective strategies is regular weight-bearing exercise. Activities that safely place healthy load through the body, such as walking, stair climbing, resistance training, or other appropriate movement, can help stimulate the bones to stay stronger over time. This matters because bones respond to use. When the body moves regularly and muscles place gentle stress on the skeleton, it sends signals that help maintain or improve bone density. Inactivity, on the other hand, can allow weakening to progress faster. But exercise alone isn't the full picture. The body also needs the raw materials to support healthy bone maintenance. Adequate calcium intake and sufficient vitamin D are both important for bone health, since they help with the processes involved in bone strength and mineral balance. Now, this doesn't mean supplements are always necessary for everyone, but it does mean nutrition and nutrient status should not be ignored. Food choices, sunlight exposure, and individual needs can all play a role, and these factors become increasingly important with age. And this final point may be one of the smartest steps you can take. Regular testing can help track bone condition before major problems appear. Bone density screening, when appropriate, can reveal whether the spine and skeleton are staying strong or beginning to weaken. Catching changes early often creates more options for protecting posture and long-term mobility. So if posture seems to be worsening with age, don't assume it is only a muscle issue. Sometimes the foundation itself needs attention. Rebuilding and protecting bone strength may be one of the most powerful ways to support a taller, stronger posture for years to come.
What's most important to understand is that posture decline is not always something you simply have to accept. Many people assume that once the body starts rounding forward or becoming more hunched with age, there is nothing that can be done. But in many cases, posture changes can be improved and often prevented from getting worse when the right causes are addressed early and consistently. The key is to look at the full picture rather than focusing on only one area. Better posture usually comes from working on several systems together. That means strengthening the muscles that support you, restoring mobility where the body has become stiff, and protecting bone strength so the spine has a solid foundation. When these pieces are addressed together, results are often far better than trying to fix just one problem in isolation.
Now, this is something many people completely overlook. Consistency matters far more than intensity. You do not need extreme workouts, painful stretching sessions, or complicated routines to begin improving posture. In fact, small movements done regularly are often much more effective than doing a lot once in a while and then stopping. A few minutes of daily strengthening, gentle mobility work, better movement habits, and regular attention to alignment can create meaningful changes over time. The body responds to repetition. What you do consistently teaches your muscles, joints, and posture system what to become. And this is where real long-term progress happens. Small daily actions may not feel dramatic in the moment, but over weeks and months they can add up to major improvements in how you stand, walk, and feel. Better posture is often built quietly through simple habits repeated again and again. But here's the part that matters most. Starting early usually leads to better results. The sooner you begin supporting posture, the easier it often is to reverse unhealthy patterns before they become deeply ingrained. That said, improvement can still happen later as well. The body is often more adaptable than people think when given the right inputs. So instead of seeing posture decline as inevitable, it may be more helpful to see it as a signal, one that tells you the body needs support, movement, and consistency. And when you respond to that signal early, small changes today can create a stronger, more upright future.
And before we finish, here's the reminder many people need to hear most. Improving your posture does not require expensive equipment, complicated machines, or a home gym filled with tools. In many cases, some of the most effective changes come from simple movements, bodyweight exercises, walking, better daily habits, and consistent attention to how your body moves. It also does not require long, exhausting workouts. Many people delay starting because they believe they need an hour a day or a perfect routine to see progress. But posture often improves through short, regular efforts done consistently. Even a few focused minutes each day can begin retraining muscles, restoring mobility, and supporting better alignment over time.
Now this is where the real difference is made. Action matters more than intention. Knowing what to do is helpful, but results usually come from actually doing the small habits repeatedly. Consistency is what teaches the body to change. The movements you repeat become the posture you live in. And if you're wondering whether it's too late, this next point is important. Your posture can improve at almost any stage when the body is given the right support. While earlier action often makes progress easier, positive changes can still happen later than most people think. Strength can be rebuilt, mobility can improve, and movement patterns can be retrained.
But waiting often allows the problem to progress further. The longer poor posture patterns continue, the more they can become reinforced through muscles, joints, and daily habits.
That is why taking control now can be far more valuable than putting it off for another year. So don't think of posture as something that simply happens to you. Think of it as something you can influence starting today. Small steps taken now may help prevent bigger limitations later, and the best time to begin improving it is often sooner than you think.
If this helped you understand what's really happening to your posture, take a moment to act on it today. Small changes now can make a huge difference later. And if you think someone else might benefit from this, share it with them. For more simple, research-based tips like this, you can subscribe to the channel.